Good afternoon, everyone. We still got about 2 more minutes to go. Just wait for the last few participants to join us, and then we will commence at exactly 4 p.m. Thank you. A very good afternoon to everyone once again. Welcome to the second Centralized Flight Management System Facilitation Workshop. My name is Kelvin and I'm from Unmanned Systems Group. Firstly, we would like to thank everyone here for taking their time off their busy schedule to attend this informative session conducted by CAS. We're happy to virtually meet our OP holders after the last session in November. We also hope that everyone here are keeping themselves safe and healthy during this pandemic. So before we begin, let me just introduce the admin instructions. The presentation will last for 45 minutes, followed by a 15 minutes break. We will then resume with the question and answer session before wrapping up. All questions are to be submitted to Pigeonhole Live. The Zoom chat functions will only be used should you have any difficulties, such as poor audio or video quality. We will answer the question first posted on the sign-up form, followed by questions submitted in the Pigeonhole Live. Please be reminded that recording is not allowed. The presentation that we have shared today will be repackaged and sent to all OP holders for information. As you may know, we are holding a question and answers session at the end of our presentation. Please submit any questions you have through Q&A portal Pigeonhole Live. The link can be found at the bottom of each slide, or you can scan the QR code and save the link first. Due to the large volume of participants, we will only be taking questions posted on Pigeonhole Live. Additionally, if you like the question posted by other participants or have a similar question, we ask that you vote for that question to reduce duplication, and this will also help us to identify questions that has the most interest, as it will be moved to the top of the list. Please be reminded that you are only allowed to vote once per question. So this is how the Pigeonhole Live will look like. Type your question in the text box given and hit enter. If you see a question that has been posted and want that to be answered, simply click the arrow to vote. We may always choose to be anonymous as well. We will now welcome Mr. Maran, Director for Unmanned System Policy and Regulations, to give his welcome note. Mr. Maran, please.
Thank you, Kelvin. Good afternoon to all. I'm Maran, Director for Unmanned System Policy and Regulations. Today, we have the second webinar after the first one that we have introduced the Flight Safe app as part of CFMS. Today, it completes the full system requirements for CFMS, which includes a hardware tracker. And today's webinar, we also cover all the requirements as well as the help that is needed for you to address before the implementation of CFMS. CFMS is part of the progressive regulatory approach that CS has adopted over the years. We first introduced the permit framework to address the operational risk, organizational risk, as well as the airworthiness of the unmanned aircraft and airspace deconfliction. We have also introduced registration as part of the regulatory framework to ensure accountability and responsibility for UA operators. Next, we have introduced a tiered pilot competency framework to ensure that all operators who fly the UA have the basic knowledge of operating not just the UA, but also understand the operational environment that they are operating in. So CFMS comes next. This is required because as the UA industry grows, more UA operations are taking place in the dense and urban landscape of Singapore. We were required to pack more operations within a limited airspace, and this cannot be done by itself without compromising the safety of aviation or safety of public. We now require a reliable and safe flight management system with sufficient situational awareness so that we can do this safely in the tight airspace that we have. CFMS will also allow the operators to have situational awareness of other operators who are in the vicinity. It provides situational awareness to authorities and also to send emergency messages. This is essential as we develop the next system level management for all UA operations in Singapore, which will be necessary. And this is similar in all of the countries. And the next step of development will be UTM, Unmanned Aircraft Traffic Management. But CFMS forms the foundation first to provide us the situational awareness. It offers opportunities for us to review our current permit processes, to streamline further and reduce the encumbrances that the operators go through today. Before we go to UTM, we want to ensure that with good situational awareness, we reduce some of the processes when it's fully adopted. Without further ado, I will hand it back to Kelvin to go through the requirements for CFMS in today's webinar. I'll see you again. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Maran. In today's agenda, we'll be doing a brief recap on what was shared during the first facilitation workshop, and also go through the why, what, when, who, and how questions on CFMS. As the key focus of the workshop is on the tracker, we'll be showing a demonstration video as well. Participants will be able to post their questions on Pigeonhole Live until we take a break, and the session will resume with Q&A. During the first CFMS workshop, we introduced the benefits of the CFMS and also the key components. We also showed a video on the usage of the mobile application. We note that a number of users have downloaded the FlightSafe mobile app and is starting to use them. We would like to encourage you to use it more often. The objective of this CFMS workshop is to address 5 key questions: the why, what, who, when, and how. The workshop will be content heavy, so we will be using this flow to guide the participants in understanding CFMS and its applicability clearly. Let's have a closer look as to why we need CFMS and its functions. The CFMS provides a real-time air situational picture on the operations of other fellow OP holders. It is also able to warn OP holders if their UA is approaching or breaches boundaries of approved flight areas. Not only does it warn, but it also notifies operators when there's a need to land their UA in cases of emergency. The CFMS can be seen as the first step towards the streamlining of processes and removal of administrative burdens. For example, streamlining processes to reduce time taken to provide permit approval. Exploring means to minimize the call to agencies prior to each flight, and in the longer term, to open more airspaces for UA operations and to reduce restrictions. Now that we have answered the why, let's take a look at what are the key components of CFMS. There are three components. First is the agency console. As the name suggests, it allows the authority to have an air situational picture of UA track and also allow us to demarc areas for OP holders to land their UA during emergency needs. Second is the Flight Safe mobile app. This is the main interface for UA OP holders, providing you with alerts, warnings, and visibility of UA operations conducted by fellow OP holders. The app is now ready to be downloaded on your iOS and Android App Store. Third is the UA tracker. The tracker is to be fitted on the UA being flown, and it transmits flight telemetry. Not to worry, unlike the UA registration label, we will only need to attach the UA tracker on the UA that is being flown. Lastly, the CFMS cloud services will help integrate this information and provide the overall functionality of the system. We will now go into the detailed specifications of the UA tracker. The UA tracker has a tracker weight of 60 grams and the mounting for the tracker weighs 12 grams. Its dimensions are 60 by 45 by 23.5 mm, which is slightly bigger than a matchstick box, and has an operating time of 60 minutes and is capable of operating in a temperature range of 0 to 55 degrees Celsius. Within the UA tracker is a SIM card to transmit UA telemetry via 4G LTE. It features a Velcro strap attachment that allows for easy attachment to the UA, and you will only be required to attach the UA tracker onto the UA that is being flown. As a gentle reminder, please refer to the UA tracker user manual for details on how to set up and operate the UA tracker. The user manual is available at CAS website. Let me now cover the impact and changes to the current operating process. Before you start your UA activity, there are a couple of steps that you now have to do. First, you need to download the Flight Safe mobile app and purchase the UA tracker. Second, you need to attach the UA tracker securely onto the UA. Thirdly, you need to log in to the app via SingPass and verify your details. Lastly, after contacting RSAF, you have to select your applicable activity permit and UA tracker within the app before performing the start flight function. CAS completed a series of tests for a wide range of common UA models using the UA tracker. These common UA models are listed in the appendix of the UA tracker user manual. For UA models that are not listed in the user manual, operators will be required to conduct a ground verification check prior to the conduct of the first flight with the tracker. Now we come to the who portion of the questions that we have. Who needs CFMS? CAS requires all OP holders to use CFMS with some exceptions shown in the table below. The first exception applies to OP that is issued for operations of UA indoors only. You do not need Flight Safe and the tracker. Second exception is for those that falls under the following categories: UA weighing up to 250 grams, or UA flying via tether, or UA capable of sending telemetry in accordance with CAS designated protocol through a ground control station or other means to the dedicated online cloud service. Lastly, all other UA operation that falls outside of the above mentioned category will have to use FlightSafe and UA Tracker. We do note that for flying display, which is currently defined as an event attended by more than 500 people, there will be a large number of UAs involved in that activity. CAS will evaluate on a case-by-case basis on the number of trackers needed, and it will depend on the weight and number of UAs operated. Please contact CAS for further guidance. During our last workshop in November 2021, we launched the FlightSafe application. Now, we are ready for the launch of the UA tracker from 1st of March 2020, which is today. In line with this, we are promulgating the revised ANR, which incorporates the CFMS. Operators are encouraged to purchase the UA trackers and to familiarize on how to use the tracker. Between now till 1st of June, CAS will organize another workshop approximately 1 month before the mandatory use of CFMS. It aims to take stock of the usage by operators and to help operators onboard to the CFMS. After which, CFMS will be made mandatory on 1st of June 2022. We now come to the most anticipated slide of the workshop, and one that we have received several questions on. What are the fees and subscription involved? There are two things to note. First, we have the CFMS subscription fees, and second is the UA tracker fee. The fees have been heavily subsidized. During the first workshop, we received feedback concerning the costs associated with complying to CFMS. We had took a review, and to help minimize the compliance costs for existing OP holders, we will waive a 1-year subscription fee for existing OP holders. The subscription fee is currently $200 per annum, and annual subscription fee shall be payable together with the initial grant of the OP from 1st of June 2022. Subsequent renewal from 1st of June 2023 will also require annual subscription fee payment. The UA tracker, on the other hand, each costs $265 and is subjected to GST. You can begin purchasing the trackers via eSOMs on 1st of March 2022. We now come to the final question, which is how. For those that had not downloaded the FlightSafe mobile app, please do so. The FlightSafe mobile app is ready to be downloaded on the App Store and is optimized for iOS version 13 to 15 and Android version 18 to 11. You may scan the QR code to download the app and follow the instructions to install it on your phone. We also want to remind you that you have to enable the location services before using the app. And just like any other applications on your phone, please enable the notification setting for FlightSafe to receive the latest alerts. There are two ways to log in to FlightSafe. If you're logging in on behalf of your company CorpPass admin will first need to assign you with access to CAS CFMS digital service. If your company does not have a CorpPass account, you may easily set up one using the link provided. Once you are assigned with access to the CFMS digital service, you may log in to FlightSafe app via users with UEN and your SingPass credentials. If you're logging in as an individual, log in to the FlightSafe app via users without UEN and your SingPass credential. We now come to the next question, which is how to purchase a UA tracker. The purchasing of the UA tracker involves two processes. First is to make a purchase via eSOMs and to obtain a receipt from CAS. There's a purchase limit of 3 UA trackers per OP holder. After which, a link will be sent via email to book an appointment for collection in person. Please allow for 7 days lead time for the collection. Please download the FlightSafe app and ensure that the user collecting is authorized by CorpPass admin to access the CFMS digital service. The second process is to collect the UA tracker. During collection, a basic functionality check will be conducted to ensure serviceability of the UA tracker. You'll be required to log in to FlightSafe application to check and ensure that the UA tracker IMEI is correctly reflected. You'll also be issued a receipt of collection. Please keep this copy as it will be used for future warranty claims against the OEM. Let us now take a look at the demonstration video on the use of FlightSafe app with the UA tracker. There are two parts to the video. The first part provides a step-by-step guide on how to mount the UA tracker onto the UA. After which, we will show a video that provides a step-by-step guide on how to pair the UA tracker with the FlightSafe app. We will now show the video on how to attach the UA tracker onto the UA.
The following steps detail the process of attaching the UA tracker to the unmanned aircraft. Locate an obstruction-free position on the top of the UA. Make sure that the surface is clean from any dirt and dust. Attach the tracker Velcro mount on the UA. Ensure that the tracker Velcro mount is securely attached to the UA. The antenna of the tracker is located within the groove surface of the tracker. For optimum GPS connectivity performance, ensure that the groove surface of the tracker is facing upwards. Insert the tracker into the tracker Velcro mount. Gently adjust the tracker to ensure that the groove surface of the tracker fits firmly within the tracker Velcro mount. Check and ensure that the attached tracker and its mount are clear from the turning radius of the propellers. To power up the tracker, press the button on the side of the tracker. Once the tracker initialization is complete, the tracker is ready for use. The following steps detail the process of.
We will now show a second video which shows the step-by-step guide on how to pair the UA tracker with the FlightSafe mobile app.
The CFMS tracker provides the flight telemetry of unmanned aircraft during in-flight operations. The following steps detail the process of pairing the CFMS tracker to the FlightSafe mobile application. Before we start, kindly make sure that you have downloaded the FlightSafe mobile application from Google Play Store or Apple App Store. After you have installed the FlightSafe mobile app, allow the app to access to your mobile location, and enable notifications from the app. This is the FlightSafe landing page. On this page, you will be able to view the no-fly zones, which are similar to what you will see on the OneMap app. To use the FlightSafe mobile app, select the side menu. Select the login icon, and log in with your SingPass. Once you are logged in, select Activity Permit to see all your valid activity permits. From the list of active permits, select the activity permit to activate. The drop-down menu provides the essential information of the selected activity permit, such as the approved area of operation, permit validity, and contact details. To proceed, please click on Select Location Tracking Method. All trackers that are available under your existing operator permit will be listed. To pair the tracker with the FlightSafe mobile application, select the correct tracker IMEI from the list. The pairing of the tracker may take a few minutes. Once the tracker has been successfully paired with the FlightSafe mobile application, the tracker battery level indicator will be reflected on the screen. You may click on Start Flight at the bottom of the screen to commence your flight operation, after seeking positive clearance from the appropriate RSAF squadron. Thank you for your attention.
We hope you found the videos useful. We will now move to the last segment of the presentation before we take a short break. I'll be running through the frequently asked questions about CFMS, and we have categorized the questions to few categories, namely general, permit processors, flight safe mobile app, and the UA tracker. Please also note that the Pigeonhole Live will close after we have wrapped up the FAQs. I will now invite my colleague Jonathan to join me in the FAQ session.
Good afternoon.
All right, question 1. How do I use the CFMS?
The CFMS user manual will contain detailed instructions on how to use the CFMS. The user manual will be provided to all OP holders after the facilitation workshop.
Question 2. Will the existing activity permit application process be affected? Can flight plans be submitted by CFMS?
No, there will be no change to the existing AP applications. Flight plans shall be submitted as per existing permit application process.
Question 3. Will the existing protocol of calling RSAI bases before flight be removed?
No, the existing protocol will remain. CAS will review this further when more data is collected from the usage of CFMS.
Question number 4. I'm not able to view my activity permit on the FlightSafe mobile app.
All approved activity permits will be reflected on the FlightSafe mobile app by the next working day. You should be able to see all your activity permits under the activity permit list, and only activity permits list that are valid at a point in time, or rather at the current point in time, will be listed the start flight checklist. What this means is that if you have an activity permit that is valid until 28 February, and today is 1st of March 2022, you will not be able to view the activity permit because the activity permit has lapsed. And we'd like to take the opportunity to also remind everyone, the applicants are to ensure that all details, such as the UEN and or NRIC number, input at the point of applications in eShom shall be correct to avoid delays to the uploading of permits to CFMS.
Question 5. What versions of Android and iOS are supported?
The app is optimized for Android 8 to 11 and iOS version 13 to 15. Please refer to the mobile app description on the App Store for the latest information, as the app will be continuously improved as new Android and iOS versions are released.
Question 6. What happens if my mobile phone hangs while using the FlightSafe mobile app?
Operators should carry out the following rectifications. First, start restarting the phone, ensuring that the mobile application is updated to the latest version, and or reinstalling the mobile app. If the problem continues to persist, please contact CAS at the email address below.
Question 7. I'm using other mobile apps, example DJI Go for my flight. Can I run the FlightSafe mobile app in the same device in the background?
Yes, but please enable FlightSafe push notification on your mobile device and ensure the sound and vibration settings are switched on for more prominent alerts.
Question 8. Am I able to view other UA traffic within the vicinity on the FlightSafe mobile app?
Yes, you will be able to view live traffic tracked by CFMS within 1 kilometer range of where you are.
Question 9. How do I log in to the FlightSafe mobile app?
You can only use your SingPass credential to log into the FlightSafe mobile app. For those users that are currently using the Corp Pass, or rather the eSOM Pass to log in, you will have to migrate over to the SingPass. The FlightSafe mobile app does not support the eSOM Pass. If you are logging in on behalf of a company, your company Corp Pass admin will need to first assign you with access to CFMS digital service. Thereafter, you may log in via users with UEN using a SingPass credentials. If you are logging in as an individual, log in via users without UEN using the SingPass credentials.
Question 10. I want to view the flight using a different mobile device from the pilot. Can we use the same SingPass account to log in to multiple devices at the same time?
No, each SingPass account can only be logged in by a single device at any one time.
Question 11. I have multiple UA approved under my activity permit. Can I operate all the UA concurrently?
Yes, each UA pilot that is operating the UA will need to log into the FlightSafe mobile app using their respective SingPass credentials. Meaning to say that if you are flying two UA, and the two pilots will have to log in their mobile device using the FlightSafe app and activate flight from there.
Question 12. Who can purchase the UA tracker and what is the maximum number one can purchase?
Operator with a valid OP, operator permit, can purchase the UA tracker from ESOPs. The maximum number of UA tracker per OP is now at 3.
Question 13. Can I request for a refund of the UA tracker?
No, UA tracker will be tested during collection. Defective UA tracker will be covered under warranty.
Question 14. Who should I contact if my UA tracker is faulty?
Please contact Garuda Robotics at the email address as shown for all technical support matters and repairs of the UA tracker.
Question 15. What happens if the UA tracker is faulty just before my flight?
You may continue with the flight using the FlightSafe mobile app. You are required to inform CAS of the fault via Form SG on the link as shown and to contact Garuda Robotics for all technical support matters and repairs of the UA tracker.
Question 16. Each of my operation lasts between 2 to 3 hours or maybe even more. Is this a clear indication that more trackers have to be purchased for my operation?
Operator permit holders will need to access and plan for the number of trackers needed, especially for simultaneous or long operation. Each tracker is rated to operate approximately 16 minutes and requires 60 minutes for each full charge. OP holders are encouraged to purchase sufficient trackers to support their operations.
Question 17. What am I supposed to do after completing the ground verification check for the UA tracker?
Operators will be required to submit an acknowledgement form to CWAS via Form SG upon successful completion of the ground verification check.
And this is the last question for the FAQ. So what am I supposed to do if the UA tracker is deemed to affect the safe operation of the UA?
CAS has conducted numerous tests on UA above 250 grams, and the UA models that we have conducted tests on have been referred to in the UA tracker user manual. In doing the test, we realized that there wasn't any significant impact on the operation of the UA. If operation of the UA is deemed to be affected on your UA type, kindly feedback to CAS with details via the email as shown.
We have now come to the end of the FAQ session, and before we proceed further, I'd like to take the opportunity to summarize on the key points to take away. From today onwards, 1st of March 2022, please be familiarized with the revised ANR 101. If applicable, please purchase and attach the UA tracker onto your UA and start using it together with the FlightSafe app when you operate your UA. It will be mandatory to use the CFMS from 1st of June 2022. We will now go for a short break, 15 minutes, and the time now is 4:32. So we will be back here at 4:47, and then we will commence with the question and answers from the pigeonhole. We'll see you guys again in 15